life, work my biz. I'm too far from the rest, not what you used to. Okay, this ain't what you used to. Always with the new, this ain't what you used to. I do me, do you. I do me, do you. This ain't what you used to.
Good morning. Who cares? This thing works. But summer's almost over, and I won't need this very much longer, hopefully. I've got a bunch of things to do, but the two priorities are... What are the two priorities? The two priorities are I want to start my onion bed. I want to chop and drop and fertilize the area where I'm going to plant onions for the first time this year. I'm going to do onions. I'm going to try it because it's the only thing I still go to the grocery store at this point for, and bananas because my bananas aren't fruiting yet. But anyway, I'm going to set my onion bed, get that fertilizing, breaking down while there's still some heat, so that in a few months when I plant my onion starts, the soil will already be fertile. And I want to transplant, most importantly, I want to transplant some more soursops into my new agroforestry row that I started a couple weeks ago. The first one I put in is doing so great, and I love soursop. And I'm like, what was I thinking? I should have put more. So I'm going to transplant some more. Oh yeah. I already sharpened my machete, so that's ready to go. Got to remember to be careful now because it's very sharp. All right, let's get some buckets and some water, and we're ready to go. Some rainwater here. Oh, and we're going to feed the worms. I think we got everything we're going to need, so let's do it. That's better. So much life in there. All that good black gold. Eat up, guys. Cover it back up. Always cover your fresh food. I'll see you guys next week. I really, really don't want to mow, but I think I'm going to have to. My new agroforestry row looks like it's getting swallowed by the grass. And if I let it go another week with all this rain, it's going to be probably knee-high next week, grass. I can't. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get that done today. I was hoping I could do that next week. Anyway, let's get some chaya. I should take some katuk. Really enjoyed that in my grits this week. Oh, my papaya seedling's doing great. It's a really big pigeon pea. I don't know where that came from. It just popped up. This whole stand, that's cassava, Mexican sunflower, jack bean, pigeon pea, pigeon pea, pigeon pea, pigeon pea. Everything's pigeon pea. All right, so I'm going to chop this back, all that bush back today. Oh, this pigeon pea. Whoa, I thought this was a dwarf pigeon pea, but I think I'm... Oh, this one's... Okay. It is dwarf. This is the one I planted from seed, and this is the dwarf pigeon pea I bought. I now realize I would never want to buy the dwarf pigeon pea. It doesn't grow as fast or as big, and I'm growing this for chop and drop, so my bananas need attention, so much attention. Ugh, I don't have time for this today. Wow. A lot of work to be done. Oh, so pretty. Thai soldier long bean flour and beans. We'll take those, thank you. Thank you very much. Even though everywhere I look, I just see a whole bunch of work. I also see a whole bunch of abundance, so I just want to be grateful. And I'll get to it when I get to it. I'll do as much as I can today. And the rest will wait. This flower is so pretty. Whoa. That's awesome. Nope. Not even a little ready. Let's check these. I don't think these other ones. Oh! Nope, not ready either. So pretty. Got these different beans growing inside the bucket for the nitrogen fixing for the fig. The fig is sensitive to root knot nematodes, so that's why I don't have it in ground. But I still want to be able to improve its soil without grabbing something off my ground, potentially contaminating the soil of the fig. So I'm giving it its own in-pot fertilizer. Man, this salad tree started from a little stick. It's looking so good now. Still small, but getting there. Look at this papaya. This is a volunteer papaya. About to fruit. I'm gonna take some of this cranberry hibiscus. Oh, there's more cassava there. I don't remember putting that there. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to cut the grass. It sucks. Let's see if this other papaya is ready. Papayas I've been eyeing for a couple weeks. Nope, they're not ready. I don't mind them green, but I want them a little bit bigger than that. I actually prefer that variety when they're green. Mexican papaya. I prefer to eat it like a vegetable. I'm gonna grab some more of this, some of this Cuban oregano and root some of these cuttings in my air prune bed. Oh, it smells so good. All right, that'll do it. I wish you guys could smell this. I'm for sure gonna have fruit on this tree this winter. This loquat tree gives the sweetest fruit. Tons of these seeds for next season, and plenty to share with you guys if you want some. Such a pretty pod. It's as long as my forearm almost. Oh no, it actually is as long as my forearm. Well, I prefer to eat them when they're this size. And when they're this size, I just save them for seed. But you gotta get them fast if you want them small to eat, because they grow so quick. But when they're like this, they're perfect, like crispy green beans. Still, this one has so many flowers on it, so there's more beans coming. It's definitely a summer survival crop. Much more lemongrass, because as soon as the cold comes, it's going to slow down. Get as much as I can now. You know what I want to take a peek at? Transplanted. I divided a lemongrass plant last week. I divided 2 plants into 5 or 6. Wonder if those are alive. Those are very far away, so I'll have to check those out later. Lots of good lemongrass. This is my air prune bed. Can't remember if I talked about this before. Maybe I'll explain it another time. I have never watered this bed. Clearly I never weed it. The mango leaves fall down and covers it pretty well. I like being able to just stick cuttings over here and or seeds and just leave it. Just gonna take these longevity spinach leaves that I want to eat in my harvest bucket, and then I'll plant this cutting. Cuban oregano roots super easily, so I'm sure this will take off. I don't need any more Cuban oregano, but I like to have plants ready that if I have visitors or whatever, they can just take these plants. I like to give away plants. Give generously of plants. I try to always be propagating, so I always have something to give. Now I'd love a little stick. I can find a mango branch down here somewhere. I've got a little dibbler. My cutting. Don't have to go in far. This will take off with no effort. Both of these root really easily. Oops. That's why I like having this air prune bed already ready. I don't have to like fill a pot with soil and do any of that. I've just already got a big old pot. It's my life easier. Just be harvesting and go, oh wait, let me just stick some cuttings in while I'm harvesting. That way I'm always propagating without really having to think about it or do much work. All right, that's it. In like a week, we'll have new plants, new longevity spinach and Cuban oregano. I'm gonna trim this grass real quick and then I'll catch y'all when it's time to plant some soursop. Once this starts giving me pods in the winter, I'll be selling those on my Etsy store. They are super nitrogen fixers. And the pods are edible when they're small, but they're toxic if you let them get too big and try to eat them. But I don't grow these for food. I grow these for my plants, for chop and drop. Those great cuttings. I'm going to be selling. This is like turned into a one big ad, but I do want to be a resource. So that's the whole point of me doing this Etsy store. Not because I don't have anything else to do, because I got plenty. But I am going to be selling Mexican sunflower cuttings on my Etsy store as well, just because I've got all I need and I can share with y'all. Let's look at making space for things. This is an African blue basil. Before the bees get on it crazy in a little bit, I'm going to cut this back because it's just like leaning all over everything. It's going to die anyway in the winter. It smells so good right now though. I'm going to cut this probably in half. This doesn't seed. African blue basil is only propagated from cuttings. Oh, what do we have here? Look at this. I freaking love just discovering things out here. Look, this jack bean's like all leaning down. I was going to see if I want to chop it. But look what we have here. Got a seed pod. Heck yeah. There's another one. I'll take that. Look at God just keeps giving. Jack bean seeds. Heck yeah. It's so fun just wandering. Oh, this is an avocado of some kind. Yeah, but I love just wandering through the food forest and discovering things. I'm sorry, sister. I know you're cringing at this. My sister gave me these African blue basil plants. Thank you, sister. This is amazing. I'm leaving plenty for the bees. I just want to cut it back a little bit and make space for my other plants that want to grow. Oh, so much better. Now I can actually plant things here. Other things. There's a jack bean down here. See all the stuff that was under here that I didn't even know. Oh shoot, this is a hakote. Hold on. Hold on. It sure is. Oh yeah, this is a hakote air layer I did 2 summers ago. Don't ask me how I remember these things. A jack bean right next to it, so hopefully and all this clover. See, if you're gonna have grass, which is one thing I'm grateful for, which is why I've let some of this air quotes grass grow, because it's actually Mexican clover. At least make it useful if you want to cover your ground with something. And clover's nitrogen fixing, so I leave it. Through the summer, I just let it grow all over my beds, and I just trim it down. I don't pull it until I'm ready to plant in it in this winter, fall. Okay, now my hakote can get some light. I totally forgot this was here. I'm running out of space in my cart. Some would argue I have already run out of space. I've already run out of space. Whew. Need a water break. Once my pigeon peas go to seed in the winter, I don't remember if I said this already, but I'll have that on my Etsy store. Because, I don't know, it was hard for me to find the variety I wanted for chop and drop. But this is it. Perfect for chop and drop. Let me show you an example of, I don't know if it's yeah, let's call it a mistake. I think it's a mistake. I got these seeds I was looking for more nitrogen fixers when I first started over here, and I wanted to get lots of fast growing nitrogen fixers. I need to cut this pigeon pea down. Hold on. Distracted, need to chop and drop, must chop and drop. Anyways, looking for fast growing nitrogen fixers, found about the sweet acacia tree. Bought some seeds, and I don't know if I forgot or didn't know, but look at these freaking thorns on this thing. I think this is gonna have to come out. This is not a, I can't work with this. How the heck am I gonna be chopping and dropping? This is more like a put it on the fence line and leave it type plant. Look at those thorns, insane. I'm probably gonna, I grew this from seed and it has grown fast. How big it is. It's even got thorns on the freaking trunk. Um, yeah, that's too treacherous for me, I think, the way I like to be able to walk through here and cut, but I didn't know like my style, my chop and drop style. I was just getting into agroforestry and didn't really know how I would like to like go wild with my machete and like my plants really close and be thinking of things like I don't want thorns swinging in my face. I'll cut that out, but probably not till winter. It's fine right now. Nitrogen fixing, and I don't have time for that. But that's gonna be cut out, pulled out. Oh god. It's fine, it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. This is the area where I'm gonna put my onions this year. My first trial of onions. Turns out like I'm quite the soil scientist. I'll put my spectacles on. I'm gonna try not to nerd out too much, but native Florida soil is notoriously bad. Sugar sand. That's what I have here. There's just been grass growing here for 80 years. There's been nothing here. It's sugar sand. This over here is not such a great example because, I have all this leaf litter that's been falling down from these trees for decades. So this soil is not terrible, which is why I think this would be a great place to start my onions. But it's sand. And it's not a lot of nutrients. Water runs straight through it, so things dry out easily. But on the other hand, water runs right through it, so I guess that could be good with as much water as we get, much rain as we get. But I need it to hold more water for pretty much any crop, but specifically my onions, because I'm not going to be watering them often, if at all. I'm hoping not at all, but I'll try. I'll water them if we really need it. But I need this to hold more water. So I've got to modify this soil, and I've got time. If I wanted to plant my onions tomorrow, I would have to buy soil. And if you got it like that, good for you. God bless you. Go get it. I don't got it like that to be buying. I don't know. I'd have to buy a whole lot of bags of $10 soil, $10 per bag to cover this whole big area. I'm not doing that. Not only is that soil lower quality than what I could make, but it's expensive. And I'm just not into spending that kind of money on growing food because it's not necessary. So I'm gonna use time on my side and the weather. So while it's still warm out, I'm gonna layer all of these, so enchilada style or lasagna style, depending on your culture, layer organic matter onto this bed, this soil where I'm gonna be growing. And over time, because I have multiple months before I'm gonna put my onion seedlings in the ground. Right now they're in my house growing inside under lights, under grow lights. But when I'm ready to transplant them out here, the soil will be super rich because all this stuff that I'm about to layer onto this ground will have broken down. Plus, all these leaves just keep falling, which is, amazing stuff. Leaf compost. So many leaves here. It's thick. It's going to be great stuff. And if I had grass here, I would do cardboard, sheet mulch with cardboard. I'll show you. This is what I did when I started my bed for my plantains, my dwarf Orinoco bananas, which are basically like a plantain, starchy green banana. Anyway, I started that bed. There was so much grass. I sheeted with cardboard first and then layered on top of it. Here, I'm going to use shredded cardboard, which is my preference, really, because it breaks down faster. But this is carbon, and it'll mix with the sand. You'll see over in my plantain bed. It turns the soil into like a sponge when it mixes with the sand and this cardboard. As the cardboard breaks down, it gets like mushy, which is great. That's what I need, the texture I need. I want like a wet sponge over here. So I'm gonna start by spreading this. I just go to my recycling bin in my building and use a regular office shredder and just turn on a podcast and get to shredding. I'm gonna spread this first. You can improve any soil. Just lots of organic matter. I had to grow my organic matter because I had nothing here but grass. So that's where the Mexican sunflower and the pigeon pea come in. Those have been my two big staples for fast growing mulch, organic fertilizer. Canna lilies is another one I've been using a lot. Couldn't have done what I've done to turn this lawn into a food forest without Mexican sunflower and pigeon pea. I'm so thankful that I don't have to spend any more money buying. I have bought that bag soil. I still do buy it sometimes if I'm going to plant something. I don't have time to improve the soil and I just need something that's going to basically retain water better than the sand. I will mix in some bag soil with the native soil, and then now I can top dress it with or mix Mexican sunflower into the hole. But now when I have time and can be thoughtful about it, I prefer to prepare the bed and know that I've got good organic matter and I can just plant right into the ground. For the amount of growing I'm doing in this space, it would be impractical for me to build I would have 200 beds. So that's material and time of building all those beds. I'm just throwing out a number, but it'd be hundreds of beds. And then I have to buy soil and stuff to fill all those beds, which again, I don't got it like that. Maybe you do. Good for you. I love that for you. But I'm going to be out here making my soil. So we've got a bottom layer of leaves, then shredded cardboard. Then we're going to layer on this organic matter that we just chopped. So I'm just going to lay these big pieces of pigeon pea. I mean, look at this. This is just one layer and we're already like 3 inches deep, right? Lay this on pretty thick. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. How could that not be good soil when this is broken down? My onions are going to love this. And you know, it's my first time growing onions from seed, so if it fails, then I just have a really nice area of great soil that I'll plant something else in. Just got to keep planting, keep it moving. Over the next couple months, I'll do this again. I'll chop and drop a whole bunch, a barrel full or whatever, barrel 2 full, and lay this all over again, all over this bed again. Just keep doing it until I'm ready to plant. This is actually probably 10 feet long, I think. 5 feet wide by 10 feet long, probably. If I had to buy all this organic matter, which is the situation I was in when I first moved over here, I would never be able to do this. Oh, this would cost so much money to buy this much compost. I just don't believe it's as high quality as what I can make, even if I could afford to spend a fortune on purchasing compost. But the question is why? When I can buy seeds and in a couple months have huge pigeon peas and buy Mexican sunflower cuttings and have huge cuttings or huge plants that I can keep feeding my soil with. A renewable source of compost versus getting a truckload and backing it in. That's not, for me, that's not sustainable. But if you need to do it once to get started or whatever, if that's an option for you, it's not an option for me, both for money and for location. But if it is for you, that might be a great way to get started and then plan going for the future to be growing your own compost. Man, this is good stuff right here. And it smells so good. And I've got more. But wait, there's more. Throwing some more of these little holes. Mexican sunflower breaks down really fast. So this looks like a lot right now, but we come back next week and this is going to be like, you won't even be able to tell I put this over here, which is a little disheartening, but also amazing how fast it breaks down. Oh, that goodness. The sun will beat down on this for another week and we'll break down. We will chop and drop again and spread this all over this again. Maybe I'll shred another bag of cardboard too, just to, yeah, maybe I will. And do this whole layer again, do another layer of cardboard and then another layer of chop and drop next week. But anyway, this is an excellent start. But let me show you my soil over my planting bed. They barely fit in the palm of my hands when I first got them, but now they are looking great. Thriving, as you can see. And I started this bed the same way I'm doing the onion bed. So I'll show you beneath. The difference there is I laid flat cardboard over here because there was so much grass. But let's dig back here. Look, you can already see how black it is. And look at all, there's a lot of living things there. I've got living soil here. And it's dark. Still mainly sandy, which is to be expected. It's Florida. But look how it holds. Look how it holds. This shape holds great water. Been chopping and dropping stuff over here for, I don't know, a year, I think. Totally changed the soil. So just takes time, a little bit of effort, but it can be done. Any soil can be improved if you're willing to put in the work to improve it. Soursop's ready to go in. I had tried to graft some avocados at the beginning of the summer and they failed, but they've already got a nice little like shade tent over them. So I'm going to plant these soursops right underneath there so I don't have to erect a shade structure for them until the summer sun is gone. Then I'll move the tent. They won't need it. But for now, the sun's still pretty intense. So I just dug a hole right under this tent and I'm going to put one of these pretty soursop seedlings under there. Oh yeah, got good roots. I'll put some Mexican sunflower around it. I'm going to put some Mexican sunflower down in that hole. The whole point of my strategy for planting Mexican sunflower and pigeon pea the way I have is that I want to just be able to stand up from wherever I am on the property, look around, and be able to find chop and drop, not have to go to one part of the farm to like carry a whole bunch of compost around. I want it to be right there. Makes it easy to constantly be feeding my plants. If we're going to be doing this work, anything you can do to make it easier for yourself is your future you will thank you. I'm just gonna backfill it and then I'll dress it with some more Mexican sunflower and some jack bean. Oops, sorry, bud. Oh, here's my avocado that failed. My graft. But this soursop is gonna do great here. I have a feeling. Can't have too many soursop fruit, right? So might as well just keep planting all of these seedlings that I have. Maybe not all of them. I'll sell some of them and gift some of them. Let's get some rainwater on that guy. It's going to rain in a little bit, but I like to water them in to remove any potential air from around the roots so you don't get air pruning, in which your roots might die when they hit the air pockets in the soil. So the water just removes any air from around the roots. Okay. Yeah, I don't want it to be totally shaded, so this is perfect. It still gets some easterly sun, but when the sun comes up over it, when it's highest, it won't be beaming down on it straight down. This is the rising sun we're seeing right here, so because it's east. I was not expecting that morning sun to come in so intensely. Oh man, you are so pretty. Can y'all see that? How pretty that is? Just humor me for a minute. Beautiful. I've got a Cuban oregano growing on the west side of this, and it'll spread out to cover this ground of the soursop a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And repeat. What, 4 more times? Yeah, 4 more plants, 4 more trees. Soursop number 5 in its new home. I planted a jack bean with like right next to, probably like a foot away from each of the soursops I just put in. And I also realized I had to walk more steps than I care to find Mexican sunflower or pigeon pea, something to chop and drop. So I just planted some Mexican sunflower cuttings around here. I stuck one there. I think I put 6 somewhere around here because this papaya also needs to be fed. I've got cassava here. I've got a peanut butter fruit tree seedling that's going to need to be fed. So I'd like to be able to more easily chop and drop in this area. So I just planted like 6 Mexican sunflower cuttings in this area. So those will probably take root and that'll make feeding this area a lot easier. All right, y'all. It's hot. I'm tired. I feel like I've done enough for one day or morning, I guess. No, the day. I'm done. Yeah, I hope you are inspired to feed your soil because that's what feeds your plants and that's what feeds you. And if your plants grow in soil that's not nutrient dense, then your food's not nutrient dense. So you get it. It's a circle and we're a part of it. So get out there and grow something.